Another day, another eggs and Ezekiel bread. I actually put too much, well, not too much, but I put 174 grams of egg whites on accident. Went a little overboard. Well, I'm going to go weigh myself and see where we're at. Good morning. Ate most of the breakfast. It's drizzling a little bit. I don't know if the camera's going to get a little rain on it. But did the weigh in pretty much the same, 226, 226.1 to be exact. So, I mean, there's a less than, or well, about a half a pound fluctuation, which, I mean, at 226, I could sneeze and, well, anyways, I don't think that's much of a difference. So I would say, if I had to guess, I'm pretty much maintaining. If I'm going to guess what will end up happening with the results of this, I would say between 3,000 and 3,500. Well, actually, between 32 and 3,500, let's get more precise, is around my maintenance. And I think what will happen is, like, some days I'll probably hit 28 and some days I'll hit 38, without knowing it. But it'll all equal out to between 32 and 35. But that's just my educated guess at this point. But all in all, feeling good. I mean, I went out to eat the night before. Went out to eat yesterday, had some wine, and as you know, I've been eating some snacks. Had a little ice cream last night. So even at that, I'm pretty much maintaining, let's just say. Okay, well, I'll be done with the morning walk here. Probably about 1,500 steps, trying to keep my steps lower. And looked up, I don't know, would you call it an elliptical? Like, what's an elliptical? I was just looking up stationary bikes, exercise bikes yesterday, seeing if I could get something where after I have my meals and want to move a little, I could just get on a stationary bike and let my ankle rest for a couple weeks or months, and see if it heals up. I guess I didn't say the details, but basically, or I might have in that other video. Basically, my ankle, I rolled my ankle a lot playing basketball in high school. I jogged for about 10 years, and I have those weird feet. I think it's just become the wear and tear on my ankle, or whatever, right below my ankle, starting to catch up with me. And I got an MRI. Basically, there's some inflammation and some tears, but not like tendon tears or ligament tears, just like little tears and stuff. Basically, it's in a constant state of being unhealed. So one option is to rest it for a bit and see what happens. I'll talk more about that, but anyways, that's it for right now. A little bit of cottage cheese, 100 split. Actually, no, this was 85 120. 85 4% cottage cheese, milk fat or whatever, and 1%. The 120 is 1%. And I don't do that. Like, I would do the full fat. I mean, the calorie difference isn't that much. One is 80 calories per serving, which is 114 grams, and one is 100 calories per serving. But for me, like the full fat, 4% milk fat, whole milk one, it's a little heavy. It's a little thick, but the 1%'s a little thin. So I just mix them together and come up at probably about, 2%. I've actually tried the Daisy cottage cheese, which is a 2% one, but they put some sort of thickening agent, I think, in it. It literally says on the container, rich and thick or something. But to me, it tastes artificially thick, not like the 4% naturally whole milk thick. So I don't know. It's interesting how cottage cheese has such different textures and I don't know if I want to say flavors, but just tastes. I guess that's the same difference, but depending on which company and the you're using. Anyways, first snack of the day. It's probably about. Oh wow, it's only 8:15. I didn't make it very far. Okay, bye. Forgot about 70 grams of rice. I just zeroed it out, so pretty uneventful there. And then I'd count that probably as like 100 grams of ground beef because the cheese, a couple grams. It's probably maybe 98, but let's just say 100 grams. These were like 90-10 burgers, and got tomato in there. I'm gonna put a little veggies. Then eventually, like I've done before, I'll count that up to be like I don't know. Eventually, all this randomness in here, which is good stuff. I'll add a little bit of cals and a little bit of olive oil in my daily tracker to count for the olive oil that the vegetables were cooked in. So yeah, 10:14, little snack. I don't know if I mentioned today, but I'm actually going to go see a Metallica cover band. They are amazing. The Four Horsemen. So I'm going to have a couple beverages going with about 6-7 guys there. So that's going to be an interesting calorie intake day. I'll find some IPA pints and maybe a lager pint, put it in the app before I go there, and then adjust based on what I actually have. Yeah, I think a pint of beer could be anywhere between 250 and 350 calories per pint, which is a crazy amount, and really no nutritional value. So it'd be interesting to see the calorie intake today. Maybe I'll try to keep my calories a little lower in anticipation for those calories later. What's going on? It is 12 o'clock, 12:17, and time for my next meal. I've got basically what I did before, and I just jotted it down. 80 grams of rice, 123 grams of 90-10 ground beef, 10 grams of ketchup, and 45 grams of avocado to look like this. So there you go. Pretty decent lunch. A little bit of everything. And I already allocated some olive oil for some of the vegetables I have in there. All in all, vegetables. I mean, I should really look up the calories, but I think they're pretty negligible. Especially the amount I'm eating. And I don't want to have to sit there and slice out, okay, I'm having this many pieces of broccoli, this many pieces of cauliflower, this many pieces of whatever, carrots. Let me go check the calorie content on them though. Yeah, so an entire cup of broccoli, and I assume this is pre-cooked, is about 50 carbs, 30 to 50 carbs. Same with cauliflower. So I think I just kind of overdo the amount of olive oil I'm putting in. So I think it all balances out. Maybe it's going to give me more fat on the macro, but it's all, if it's a difference of 3% in the calorie count, I'm fine with that, with just, doing pretty good on counting everything else. Maybe at the end of the day, though, I'll add a cup of broccoli and just have that count as my vegetables in the app. Okay, time to get at it. I just looked up the amount of calories in that looks bad in Sierra Nevada IPA. Basically, just as a like middle, not middle of the road, that would probably be on my high end of alcohol content in terms of the beer I'll have. Um, Probably have 2 to 3 beers, 16 ounces because they're draft. Um, Probably about on the low end, I'd say 220 calories. On the high end, I'd say 275. Depending on the beer, I just picked Lagunitas. It said according to this beer bar menu, if you Google beer bar and then the name of a beer, it will give you spit out the calories. So assuming that's somewhat accurate, maybe not 100%. I think between 225 and 275 is going to be each beer. If it's heavier, more alcohol content, it's going to be on the higher end. If I go for something lighter, I'll put it on the lower end. So what's wild is right in the middle, 250, 3 beers. That's 750 calories of, uh, for lack of a better word, junk calories. No nutritional value. No protein. I mean, there's some carbs in there. Probably many would argue not even junk calories, but negative calories because it's alcohol. I mean, I think some alcohol is fine and perhaps good for your body. I mean, the blue zone people drink a glass of wine or two a day. But I think this kind of calories is not necessarily the best because it's, uh, you know, it's it's it is what it is. Yeah. Anyways, I'm not going out tonight to run a marathon or win the Olympia. I'm just going out, have a couple beers, and watch a Metallica cover band. But the reality is, it's going to be almost probably 750 calories, which is a crazy amount. Anyways, just something to note. So I haven't talked much about my workout. So I work out probably every other day or every about that. Like yesterday I did a little bit of shoulders, chest. I do like a full body workout, but what I do is I take the leg portion and put it into the next day. So today I'm kind of doing glutes, kind of the deadlift day. But I've kind of slowed down on deadlifts because I'm like, while I don't want to hurt myself basically. And I might not hurt myself, but I'm not a competitive bodybuilder. I want to try to find things that I feel comfortable doing and look forward to doing. So right now I'm doing hip thrusts. Last time I did those was kind of the first time. My butt was sore and my hamstrings were sore. So I'm doing those again. Prior to that, I did like a low weight deadlift, real slow. And then I did this weird thing where I was walking kind of hunched over. Because I noticed for me being 7 feet tall, like not hunched over, but bending over like into cabinets, it's my legs like fatigue very quickly because it's a big stimulus. So I was like, well, that always works my glutes and legs. So let me do that for a little bit. So that was kind of random, but got me a pretty good fatigue. So I'm doing about 4 sets of hip thrusts. I'll record one segment, although it's gonna be weird, but here we go. You can see my long skinny legs. See if I edit this out. And I'm just trying to go slow because I don't have one of those weight things yet. I can put it on my pelvis. So I just try to feel it as much in my glutes as I can. Ooh. Ugh. Try to control everything nice and slow. Hold it. Bring it down. Yep. So oddly enough, the first exercise I ever videoed was an odd hip thrust, or whatever you call that thing. So I did a little mini workout. Like I said, mainly glutes and hamstrings, and I'm about to run an errand, and so I had a little mini Cliff Bar, so that's 100 calories, and 10 almonds, which is about, I think, 60 calories, 67 calories, if I remember. I put it in the app. Anyways, I'm at about 1,500 calories, and it is, what, 140. So, yep. Just had a cup of tea, having 2 slices of cheese, which according to the label, this is 10 grams of protein for 120 calories, which isn't great, but it isn't bad either. Gonna do 3 Triscuits. You'll have to check the my log for the day for calories and intake. I get pretty particular. Well, maybe I don't, but I think I do. Maybe everyone does this, but I count the amount of Triscuits. Heck, I even counted the amount of almonds I ate before I ate them. So I'm back from the show. Great show. They almost played for 3 hours. Metallica cover band. I might throw some video in. I might not. I don't know if it will get flagged for copyright. But anyways, only I had 2 beers, which was about 500 calories. It's pretty late. It's about 11:15. Well, pretty late for a guy my age. Calories. My wife made this creamy, kind of chickeny vegetable dish. It was made with heavy whipping cream because we had some left over. So I found some sort of linguine or something that I was like, okay, it's high fat and had chicken in it. So I put that in into my calculation. I didn't weigh it out. It had so many random things in it. It just didn't make sense. So I'm probably, and I had a Cliff Bar at the show, a mini Cliff Bar. I had 2 actually mini Cliff Bars today. I had a handful of peanuts too, or a bag full of peanuts at the show. Yeah, I'm a weirdo. I like to have snacks. Just came home, had 2 slices of cheese, some Triscuits, putting me at, I think I had 6 slices of cheese, which is 30 grams of protein from cheese today. And each slice is about 60 calories. Still, I mean, it's the mozzarella, so it's lower calories than others, but still. So I'm about, my calculation was 3,770 calories. So I'm anywhere between 35 and 4,000 a day, which is pretty significant. Um, and I think I'm going to see a movie tomorrow, so the popcorn will be interesting there in terms of how do I calculate movie popcorn and how much do I actually eat, right? Because it's like a bucket of popcorn that I'm sharing with my wife. But um, I think after maybe tomorrow. Anyways, I'm rambling now. So macros for the day, 247 grams of protein, which was crazy. Um, I'll get you the fat here and fat and calories. Well, I told you the calories. Let me get you fat and carbs. I think carbs was like 271. So fat was 170 and carbs are 260. Um, so yeah, it was what it was today. Great show. And I'll talk to you guys later. Good night.